So you probably heard that email marketing is the best way to get consistent sales for your online products and services. And that's why you're here, because every time you think about sending an email to your list, you come up with a blank and you don't quite know what to send to them. So you spend all of this time agonizing about the fact that you're not sending consistent emails and wondering what the heck to send to your subscribers. Well, I am glad that you're here because in this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to make sure that you never run out of things to send to your email list. If you are new here, welcome to Geni Collective TV. My name is Anna, and on this channel, I share with you my best tips about how to make consistent sales online using email marketing and email automation. So in this video, like I said, we're gonna go over some tips on how to make sure that you always have content to send to your email subscribers. And content doesn't always have to be your blog posts or your podcast episodes or any regular content that you're creating. Of course, if you are creating that type of content, you definitely should be sending an email to your email subscribers every single time you publish something anywhere else. But in this specific video, I'm going to give you some little bit more tips and maybe things that you haven't quite thought of that will be excellent things to add to what you send out to your email list. So the first part of this video, I'm going to talk about the content of what you could be sending. And in the second part, I'm going to talk about some email automation strategies that will help you save time and energy while making sure that your email list is being taken care of. So let's start with the actual content of your emails. What can you send? So the first thing that I think about when I think about content for emails is I think a content vault. What a content vault is some place where anytime that you get an inspiration or idea about, oh, this will be cool to talk about with my email subscribers, you can jot that idea down in your content vault. And then when you sit down to look at your emails and think about what you're going to be sending them, you have a ready place to pull your best ideas from. I do this all the time. I do this with the videos on this channel, and I do it in the emails that I send to my list. So if you haven't already started a content vault for or a repository for all of your ideas, I highly suggest that you give it a try and see how it goes. My second tip for content is that it doesn't always have to be this in-depth, groundbreaking how-to guide, tips, tricks, whatever it is. Sometimes your audience could really use a pep talk. So think about what are some of the things that your audience is telling themselves about how they're not reaching their goals. And what is your take on that? How would you tell them to think differently in order to encourage them and keep them on the journey that they are at so that they can achieve the goal that they desire? Another great content idea is a Q&A. So if you have clients or you see other members of your community asking questions about a particular thing, you can use one of your email newsletters to answer that question for your audience. Because chances are, if somebody else has a question, there are a ton of other people who also have that question but are just too afraid to ask it. And the last kind of alternative content idea that I have for you is to send them some resources. So it doesn't always have to come from you. You are part of a community that all have the same goal and the same desire in mind. So there are probably lots of other people who have complementing services and products and maybe even tips that you can pass along to your audience and be super, super helpful to them. So try to think about beyond the usual content of email newsletters and try these 3 other content ideas on for size. Now, while we're on the topic of alternate content ideas, you might think when you are sending down to write an email that you have to write it. And I know that not everybody is a writer. Sometimes a writer's block is a real thing and you're stuck there looking at your cursor blinking and you just don't know what to write. So sometimes what I tell my clients who really hate writing is to record it. So you can bring up your phone, whether it's audio only or a video, and you can just talk into your phone whenever the inspiration for an idea strikes. So this can also go in your content vault to pluck out, transcribe, and put it in email. Or you can just not even transcribe it. You can just send the audio message to your audience if you know that they like getting that. And you can try it on for size. You can use these as starting points for later content. You can transcribe it and use it as the basis of a blog post, or you can even make a longer video out of that little voice note idea that you record on your phone. So, all of these content tips, I hope that they are helpful to you in thinking about alternative things that you can send to your email list. Now, let's talk about how we can make your email service provider, your email software, work for you, helping you to keep consistent. So, the number one tip that I have in this regard is to always have a welcome email sequence. What this is a set of 6 to 8 emails. It doesn't have to be super long, but it can be if you wanted to. And this is something that every new subscriber who joins your list will receive. So if you have a 6 email long sequence, depending on how you space them out, that could be a couple of weeks worth of consistent emails to set the expectation that you are there for that new subscriber and you are the person that they can rely on to help them with their problem, right? So, and you can automate that. That's the great thing about using an email service provider software is you can set it up in an automation that automatically triggers and sends these emails to anybody new who joins. And you might think, okay, well, that's great for the first week or two, but what happens after that? Aren't I in the same place of not knowing what to send to my email list? And that's where you can chain lots of other automations one after the other. An email automation that works really great after a welcome sequence is an educational series that's followed by a sales offer. So, in the welcome series, you introduce them, get them oriented to you and who you are and how you help them. The educational series is where you dive into a specific problem that you know your audience has, and you give them lots of tips, valuable resources, and encourage interaction back with you so that they can email you back and ask questions. And after giving all of that value is where you make your pitch. So, depending on how long you want your educational series to last, that could be a month or even more of consistent email content for your new subscribers. And then after that, you can automate your newsletter as well. So this works really well if you already have a bunch of content that you have created. Depending on how much content you have created and how often you want to send emails, that could be another 6 to 8 months worth of content that you can send all of your subscribers, new and existing. They'll all get value from it, and you don't have to think about it until that time runs out. And hopefully, by the time that 6 to 8 months have gone by, you can have new content to add on to the Evergreen series or replace things in it and send people through that again. So don't be afraid of using email automation for these tricks to cut corners and helping you stay consistent, because staying consistent in email marketing is literally everything. If your subscribers know that they are going to be hearing from you consistently, you are staying top of mind to them, they are easier to sell to, they will convert better, and they will regard you as an expert that they can trust in the space. So, I hope that these tips have all been helpful into helping you think about how you can be consistent with your list. I did talk about my welcome series I do have a video specifically on how to write a welcome series, so you should watch that. I put the link in the description and it'll be at the end of this video as well. But you should definitely go check out that video because I break down 5 things that you absolutely need to hit on in your welcome email series. And when you watch that video, you'll also have a chance to grab my template pack for the welcome email series. It's completely free and it's got all of the emails laid out in a Google Doc and PDF format, so you can just take those templates and write your own ideas right into them. So let me know what you think. What are some ideas that you have about how you can how you can stay consistent with email marketing, or how you have helped yourself stay consistent with the email marketing, so we can all share and just be more consistent in sending emails. Remember, your subscribers signed on to your email list for a reason. Let's give them a chance to love the content that you send out. So until next time, I'll talk to you soon and keep on emailing.